Today is yet another wonderful and fulfilling day here at Thika Town Today and 3TTV. Reason being, we have been able to admit yet another student into high school. You remember we started this journey with Elizabeth Mweni, who went to Senior Chief Girls High School. Then we also took up the case of Victor Wekesa, who is now at Thika High School. And today we have brought Franklin Kaguanga at Chania Boys High School. You know, and we will forever remain indebted to you, who is a patron of Thika Town Today, who had our plea and our call to come and support these children so that they can be able to, you know, enjoy education. And I am joined by Franklin's mom, and she's going to give us the journey, how it has been until she was able to connect with us and we were able to get Franklin and get him admitted at Chania Boys. Habari ya leo?
Nzuri sana.
Tuanze na majina, tueleze majina yako.
Okay, mimi naitwa Rebecca Waruiru Kaguanga.
Na wewe ndio? Mimi
ndio mzazi wa Franklin Kaguanga.
Okay. Franklin alikuwa anasomea wapi?
Franklin alikuwa anasomea Kianjao.
Kianjao, eh? Na akaweza kufanya KCPE.
Ndio.
Alafu imekuwaje aliitwa hapa Chania Boys?
Ndio.
Hiyo safari imekuwaje?
Niseme safari yenyewe imekuwa ngumu. Juu mimi ni wa vibarua. Na sasa kupali popote nimetafuta, nimezunguka sana na huyu mtoto. Juu nimetafuta dream girl, nikaambiwa huko, nimetafuta dream nikaambiwa huko wasichana ndio wanachukuliwanga. Nikaenda Macheo, wakaniambia wanachukuanga wasichana. Sasa mimi nikiwa mama Franklin nilikuwa nimeruhusu hope na huyu mtoto wangu. Lakini kuna siku moja nikapigiwa simu na hawa watu wa Thika Township. Nikafurahia sana. Wakataka niwaeleze venye kwenye tunaishi. Na walichukua safari kukuja mpaka kwenye tunaishi. Wakakuja mpaka kwa nyumba, tukaongea, mimi nikawaeleza, mimi ni wa vibarua. Mimi siwezi pata school fees ya kusomesha Franklin. Na wakaniambia mtoto lazima aingie shule. Sasa kutoka hapo ndio walianzana na safari yangu mpaka wa leo ndio mtoto akadimitiwa huku Chania Boys.
Na ninakumbuka hata ule wakati tulikuja nyumbani hatukukupata pale.
Na kuna wakati wenye mlikuja hamkunipata, nilikuwa nimeenda kumtafutia, nilikuwa nimeenda kung'ang'ana kama naweza pata mtu wa kunisomesea huyu mtoto, lakini sikufaulu.
Na sasa unajihisi vipi? Tumeleta Franklin, tumemwacha shule, unajihisi vipi?
Sasa niseme niko na furaha sana, furaha tena kabisa. Juu hawa watu wa Thika Township ni watu wa kusaidia sana. Na nasema naweza ile kitu ningetaka kusema waendelee tu hivyo hivyo. Juu mimi sikuwa na hope venye mtoto wangu anaweza ingia shule. Lakini kwa leo mtoto wangu ako shule. Ni furaha tena sana. Ati kwa saa hii mtoto wangu atasoma.
Pia sisi tunafurahi Frank ameweza kukuja shule.
Ndio.
Na aweze kuendelea na masomo.
Ndio.
Yeah. And now I'm joined by the gentleman who is behind the Thika Town Today and 3TTV team, the CEO. Jemo, how are you?
I'm fine.
It's good to have you on set.
Thank you.
Today we have brought Franklin to school and it has been quite a journey. Please give us a brief.
Okay. To all our viewers, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. As my colleague has said, I'm Jemoa Theka, one of the directors of Thika Town Today. And concerning this case is that we have been having so many cases concerning pupils or students who have not joined Form 1. And during this exercise, we first of all took two. That is Elizabeth and Victor, as my colleague has just said. It is throughout of those two cases that we came across Kaguanga's case, whereby somebody called me and in fact is just a well-wisher. he was concerned that there was a boy who had passed and was still at home. So he called me and told us about the case. Then we did a follow-up, and that is when we landed now got her number, and we followed up to home. And I can say I'm very pleased today because the fruits of your efforts, that is our funds, has paid off, because Kaguanga is now in class. And we would also want to thank the Chania High School fraternity, including the principal, for being very understanding and taking this issue with the seriousness that it deserved. We appreciate whatever assistance we got. Otherwise, I can say we have a problem. As a society, we have a very big problem, because in our tours to Kiandutu and the other places that we went, is that we found out that there are so many children who are at home. So many. When I say so many, is in hundreds, who have not yet reported to school. And they have not reported just because of the same reason, school fees. The biggest challenge with these children, the Form 1's admissions, is that they cannot be given a bursary. One, because for you to qualify for bursary, you have to have an admission number. They have not been admitted to schools. And when you find that you go to some of these schools, in most of them you find before you get that admission number, you have to pay the school fees and all the requirements, of which those are the same predicaments, or the things that have made them to be at home. So you find, just because of lack of that admission number, most children are still at home. And not only for the standard 8 candidates, we also have children who sat for the grade 6 exam. They have not joined junior secondary. And it will be my appeal that if you can help in any way possible, please get out there, identify these children, and let us help them. It is not only the Town today who is doing this, very many people are doing that. Please associate yourself with any of these organizations or groups that are helping children, and make sure that all these children are at school. Otherwise, if we don't do that, we are losing a generation, and that generation will be a problem some years to come. So make sure that these children are back to school. And I would also urge the authorities to come up with ways of mopping out these children and ensuring they join secondary school anytime.
Probably, Jemo, you can tell us from where you sit, how many cases has Thika Town today been able to pick up, take to school successfully?
Okay, to answer that question, if we go by the records, we have succeeded in so many cases, especially in the previous years. But for this year, we have already, as per now, succeeded in 3. We had a case of Victor Wekesa, who we managed to connect with the Thika High School alumni, who paid up his fees, and he joined. Then we had a second case of was Elizabeth Mweni, whom from your contributions, that is the 100 shillings challenge that we post to you, we were able to help her join Senior Chief Koinange Girls High School. And now this is the third case of Franklin Kaguanga. His case we picked up after Thika High School adopted Victor. So the amount that you had raised for Victor, we decided as a committee that it should go to another child, and that is when somebody called me and notified me about the case of Franklin Kaguanga. And when I called the mother and I went home. That is when I established that Kaguanga was actually an IDE case. And we picked him up, and we were able to bring him today to school. In the course of following up with the Kaguanga's case, we found out two others. And since we don't have a kitty, it's good to be open here. Thika Town today currently doesn't have any kitty for school fees or any welfare activities. We depend on well wishers. That is, we place an appeal and ask people to come and join in and help to accomplish any appeal. That is what we did with the 100 shillings challenge, and people were able to raise the money, and Kaguanga now is in school. In between there, we have two cases. That is, we have a girl who was supposed to go to Chania Girls. We have another boy who is supposed to also go to Thika High School. We are pursuing some well wishers to see whether the two will join. And once everything is set, we are going to inform you, and we'll make sure that the girl and the boy join school. Those are not the only cases. There are so many, and in fact, to confess about the situation, it is overwhelming. We cannot manage it. So we would ask any other person who is able or who is in a position to take up the other cases, please do so, because they are many, and as we have just said, we don't have a kitty. It's just a well-wishers thing. Yes.
Awesome. Thika Town today has already adopted 3 children now. How does Thika Town today go about picking up the cases and saying this we will manage, or this we can't manage?
Okay. Everything that we do is as per the amount of money we receive from people. If I have 100 shillings, that is what I will share with the children that come in. So if they come, their demand go beyond what we have, unfortunately we cannot do that, because we don't want to pick up cases that we cannot help. It is not just a matter of having the publicity of just raising money. It is a matter of going to the end. And on top of that, we have just paid for the first term school fees. We are hoping and praying that we get people along the way to help us make sure that these children that we have adopted, that will go up to Form 4 and even to university, God willing. So we may at times come to you for sustainability of these children's learning. Yes.
Awesome, thanks. I think you've explained it all. So seeing to it that it's not the first time Thika Town today has helped children get education. Moving forward, what is the dream with all this education that we're talking about?
Listening to your question, it is simply talking about sustainability of this program. And our idea is we don't pick up a case and then leave it in the middle. It will be futile. It will be, I would say, not beneficial to anyone. So our aim is to have a way or a program that will see the children through education to the end, so that we can say that's a success story, of which previously we have seen one or two who have gone up to university. So we hope also these ones that they will go to the levels that they can, even to be on their own. Now our thought is that we come back to you as Thika residents and pose the same question. what would you want us to do? If you want us to start anything or a program that can be catering for these cases, we will go by your wishes. If you think or you have ways of now maybe having partnerships, we are open to any ideas from the Thika community and the Kenya and the members of Thika who are even abroad. So we are open to ideas, and in case you tell us we come up with a program that will be funded by the people of Thika, so be it. If you come up with anything, Thika Town Today treaty is open to you, because you have been the people behind this success. Yes.
Allow me to please ask, what are the challenges that you face when you're going through this whole process and picking the children? What are the challenges that you face?
One of them is, I can say the major one is finances. You have a case, but you don't have the money. And you don't want also to pick up cases that you cannot handle. So the biggest challenge is about finances. The other challenge is that authenticating the cases,
Absolutely.
because some people are not sincere. Let's admit that. Some people are never sincere. They will tell you of a case that is not genuine, only to realize later that you have helped an undeserving kid and left alone one who was deserving. So we also have that challenge of being genuine. People are not sincere at times, but around 90-80% of the cases that we have followed, we have realized that they deserve it. So the percentage of the people who are not sincere, they are just very few. And the other biggest challenge is the expectations. That one is another one. People expect too much of us. Just as I have said previously, is that we don't have a kitty. We have organizations, we have business community, we have traders or people here who can be able to sponsor. If at all they can come in, I think we can make sure that no child in Thika, no child in Kiambu, or even no child in Kenya misses school because of lack of fees. Wacha shule kwa sababu ya njia ingine yote, lakini sio kukosa people have the money. It's only that identifying the right people and the right beneficiaries. If you can help us as Thika Town Today, we can help Thika and make sure that the 100% transition is a reality in this place.
And to add on to what Jemu has said, we cannot thank the local administration enough. They have been very kind when we go out to do our due diligence and when we need information about these students that we are looking for, so that we can go and visit them in their families. They have always been there for us. Also, not forgetting the primary school heads and the teacher. In particular, we went to Queen of Rosary, where we got the deputy head teacher and also the teacher who was teaching Victor. We also went to Kianjao Primary School. We got to speak to the head as well. And, you know, they were kind enough to give us the information that we need so that we can close these cases. And I'd also want to most sincerely thank you, who is a patron of Thika Town Today, you know, for coming through. Whenever we pose the 100 shillings challenge, you always come through and support us in full. And we will forever remain indebted to you. You are most definitely watching 3T TV, which is Thika's #1 online news channel, where as always, we are telling the Thika story as it is. I have been your host, Juliet Mudhoni. Until next time, take care.